option price is 5 and the option price becomes 6, actually you sell that. Or what you can do, you can exercise the options. When you exercise the option, so what do? Your strike price, you pay that $100 and they will deliver you the stock. Yeah. Or if the option is out of the money, you can allow it to expire worthless. In other words, on the last day, what you can do, you can allow the option to expire automatically. Then on the average price, they will give you the stock, right? So there are 4 sections to that. And option price has got 2 components. One is the intrinsic value. Another one is the time value. Okay. So if the intrinsic price is nothing but the difference between the strike price and the stock price, right? Okay, what is your strike price? 100, and the stock price is 130. The 30 is the intrinsic value. Time value, the option price will keeps on moving up actually. If it moves to 40, that means option is in the money. From 540 means now, okay, option price goes parallel to the stock price when option is in the money. So instead of 100, it has gone into 130. So the difference between stock price, SO minus strike price, is 30. This is the intrinsic value. 40 minus the 130, it will become 140. 40 minus 130 becomes 10, becomes your time value. So the option is in the money for $40. Out of the 30 is the intrinsic value, 10 is the time value. Yeah. Should we go through this? There is a stock super duper computer. Pricing is 23.59. And you buy a call option on the stock of 25. Are we in the money, out of the money? I am buying a call option 25 strike at 75 cents a stock for the stock which is trading at 23.59. I am buying a call option strike of 25. Are we in the money or out of the money? Out of the money, because 25 is above this 23. So out of the money. Okay. So my expenses are commission and I pay 75 cents, 2 contracts. So 11.49 per contract is my expense. So the total cost per lot, each lot is 100 units. So it becomes 161. 11.49 is my commission, and 75 cents into 2 lots if you buy, so 161. Maximum loss is the whole amount what you have paid actually. In that case, each lot, the break even comes to 25.81. Let's go to the next one. So cost plus strike plus cost per stock. So this is my cutoff. 25 is my strike price. When the stock moves upwards, for every upward movement I gain because it's a 25 call. So I get around $5 if it moves to 30, and my cost of each one is 85 cents. So net I make $4. So similarly, you keep on making higher and higher as and when it moves to the upward side because it's a call option. And your downside, when the stock doesn't go to 25, it remains at 23 or 20 or 10, you don't lose more than what the premium per stock is paid. Yeah. In other words, if you are a technical analyst, reasonably this options are a domain of technical traders. So you see here, this is the price you are expecting it to go. So the current stock price here, and you get a strike price here, and your break even is slightly higher, strike price plus your cost of the option, then the upside is yours. So similarly, a put option, you buy a gigantic bank, 18.6 is the current price. You buy a put option with a strike of 17.5 at the cost of 1.45. Are we in the money or out of the money? Out of the money, okay. So these are the expenses. So you add up the expenses and it comes to 155. The cost is this much. The break even is 15.94. 17.5, you add up the, reduce the cost. So your break even will become lesser when it comes to put option, okay. If you want to express in terms of charts, okay, you expect the price to fall below this, and this is your strike and this is your break even. Why the chart is drawn is that now it sticks in your mind actually. So you know that when it comes to put, actually the break even is lower and this is your profit. When it comes to call, you saw that the green arrow was on the upside. That is expressed in figurative terms, that was in chart, okay. So as and when you fall, you make money. Sorry about the numbers, it's not visible because of the lights, as well as the resolution is lesser, okay. So as and when the stock price goes up, you lose only the premium paid because it is a put option. So when you have a long stock and a long put, it's a portfolio, right? You have a portfolio of one long and one long put. So that is, your intention is to protect your downside when the stock falls, okay. The same thing, the 17.5 previous put, you add the stock with you. So as and when the price goes up, your stock performs because you are long on the stock minus your put premium, whatever you have paid, okay. As and when the stock falls, okay, you don't lose money more than the premium, whatever you have paid, okay. The portfolio performs with a perfect hedge actually. So this is what is called a protective put, okay. The portfolio of a long call and a long put is a protective put. But to understanding is easy, but you have to look at what strike you have to use, what expiry to use. These are the two leading questions you have to answer when you buy. Should I, suppose what contract is running today is July. Suppose you want to be in the Nifty, so you are long in the market, you bought a Nifty futures and you want to protect the downside. Should I buy July Nifty or August Nifty? July put or August put, isn't it? So it depends on your horizon actually, and also the availability of liquidity in the market, okay. And the strike, whatever is the bearable loss for you, if you want to in the money put, actually the strike will be closer, the price will be higher. If you want to buy out of the money put, actually price will keep on falling as and when you fall further from the current price. What is a covered call? Anybody who knows covered call? So we saw the protective put. What is the covered call? We are moving towards, I am telling you, we are moving towards a collar. Yeah. What is a covered? Okay. Buy a call. Anybody agree with that? Sell a call. Correct. You covered call. Sorry, somebody. Covered call is one. You short on the call. You sell a call, write a call, short a call. All three mean the same. Okay. So that call, it's not a naked call. You have short the stock, right? You sold the stock. It is not a naked sell. When you do though the instrument of a derivative options call and the put, you are long, you make money. When you are short, you lose money, right? If the stock moves against you, the downside is too huge. But when you sell a call and you have a stock, you have covered the call by the stock. That's why it's called a covered call. Why you want to buy a covered